Hey everybody, this is Joe Pace, and today we're making hard yoga poses easy. Today it's the tuck up. Like other handstand variations, the tuck up isn't a yoga pose, but I like to teach it as one because it's a transition, and in my opinion, transitions are just as much a part of yoga as the poses themselves. So when we're jumping back and forth or stepping back and forth in a yoga class, there's always an opportunity to add this tuck up, which is such a great thing to do. It trains so many things for handstand and ultimately gives you more control of your body, which who doesn't want that? If you've heard me talk about this before, you know that I love it. If you haven't, you'll see. All right, so what tuck up is doing for us is it's lowering our center of gravity so we have more control of our handstand. That's it. And here are 5 steps towards actually doing a full tuck up into handstand. The first is just getting familiar with the pose. And it's tucking up and landing back on your feet. So you're starting from down dog, you bend your knees, you look forward, the legs are zipped together, and then you jump up, heels to the butt, you land. Keep the elbows extended, bend the knees, jump and land. Just thinking heels to butt. You can do this for a long time. It's a great cardio workout. And what you're doing is you're building muscle memory in your upper body, in your legs, and feeling and working towards getting to a fully stacked position where you can hold your handstand. The next one is moving it to the wall. So ultimately, you can practice your tuck up and hold the handstand position with your butt at the wall. I'm gonna jump up and tuck up, and I'm gonna try to rest my lowest part of my back against the wall. Okay, so here we go. Same thing we just did. Bend the knees, look forward. And then my hands are about 4-ish inches from the wall, so I have not much space, so my hips get there. I bend the knees, I jump and bend the hips, and then my hips get there lightly. I feel what it's like to stack, and then I come gently down. You can hold that position for as long as you'd like. That's gonna give you a lot of duration because you don't have to balance fully in the pose, so work it. Number 3. Jumping forward. Honestly, a really challenging thing for a lot of people. Most of it has to do with hamstring flexibility. So make sure that you have enough hamstring flexibility to control this, but also remember that you do not have to land at the front of your space with straight legs. You can always land with bent knees. I do it almost exclusively. I don't think it's necessarily any better to land with straight legs. You're bending your knees, you're looking forward, and then as you jump, you're trying to get your hips over your shoulders, so you're trying to make the pose light, and then once you find that lightest position, you bring your feet to the mat. So I bend my knees, inhale, exhale, jump, land light as possible. You have to engage your core, you have to engage your arms. It may look something like this. You bend your knees, you look forward, hips stack over the shoulders for a moment, and then you lower. Hands will stay straight, come into your forward fold. Something you can always mix into your flow classes. Give it some attempts. The key is land as softly as possible. There's people around. You don't want to draw that much attention to yourself. Land lightly as you can. It'll get a little bit softer over time. Just give it some time. Step 4 is tucking up and holding. This is really more towards a handstand practice than it is in the vinyasa flow type practice, but something you can still mix in when you're jumping to the front of your space, especially as you start to feel more confident in it. Bend your knees, look forward. All you're trying to do is stack your heels over your butt over your shoulders. Find that point and hold. This should be easier to hold than full handstand. Breathe. Lower down where you came from, or lower the feet straight down between your hands. Step 5 is utilizing the tuck up to jump forward and then straighten your legs. Obviously advanced, obviously challenging. There's 5 steps for a reason. Start with step 1, get good at it, move to step 2, 3, 4, and then ultimately 5. It's a great progression to work in and work towards, and ultimately step 5 should feel pretty easy once you have step 4 down. Just to demonstrate, hands are shoulders width, elbows are extended. I'm shrugging my shoulders towards my ears. I bend the knees deeply, I look forward, I tuck up. From here, I find the balancing point. My toes come to the ceiling. I grip the mat with my fingertips. I also breathe. I lower back and land. Nice and light. Heels come back, or knees to the mat. Some of this stuff may feel impossible right now. Keep working at it. It will come. You'll develop the shoulder mobility, the shoulder strength, the body awareness, the core strength, the hamstring flexibility, and everything you need to do this regularly. Wasn't always easy for me. It's getting easier. Continue working at it. You'll get there too. Thank you for your time. Happy tucking.